Welcome back to the Nerdrotic channel. My name is Gary Beekler, and I am live in San Francisco, California, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It is time for the Nerdrotic Nooner. How is everybody doing this morning? I'm doing great. Despite getting a couple of tweets telling me that I hope Star Trek Discovery crushes your soul. Which is, while Star Trek Discovery is soul crushing, it doesn't crush my soul. Actually, I'm a pretty happy guy. I hate to inform the Drekkies out there that, Star Trek Discovery sucking does not affect my personal life at all. I always get, and I'm sure other YouTubers get the whole, why are you a so-and-so year old guy defending a TV or complaining about a children's TV show or a science fiction show? And I would ask the same, why are you defending it? Did your mom work for it or something like that? If so, I'm sorry, but it still sucks. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, it's morning here for about an hour. 15 more minutes. So I will say good morning. Derek McManus, Halam899, Alex Brown, Flavius Alicanther, CD Horde, Aiden Vickery, Immortal Treknique. Ooh, I like that. Planet Musk Vlog. Hey, what's up? Cheers. Thank you. Nice hair. Hair and beard by Secret Agent Salon here in San Francisco. Melissa Wagner. The owner is my wife. I got to in with the boss. You know what I'm saying? There might be something going on between those two kids, and it's really nasty. Aforementioned, welcome Dakota Stanton, Ulrich Tech 1337, Planet Musk Vlog. Is that like Elon Musk? I can't see your avatar there, but yeah, I used to work for Tesla. Felipe Diaz, Aiden Vickery, I already said that. Penn Farm Girl and her wrench. How's it going? Again, hello, Matt Guy, Brent Newman, Aberjam UK. Greetings to all of my friends in the UK. I love you guys. Cosplay Mockter Who. That is what season 11 was pretty much. The Humble Hufflepuff. Greetings. They need to stop making such a big political stance. It's a TV show. I get that it's impossible to make media to not have politics in it, but still stop making your main character into a political stance. Totally agree with that statement. Stop putting your personal politics into a beloved character that has been around for 55 years because you're upset about stuff. Get over it. Get therapy or find a better way to mix it into the story. Maybe go practice your writing a little bit. Maybe you need to take some time. What do writers do? They usually go out in the mountains or go fishing or whatever, get some seclusion and get some script writing for dummies and work it out, because the BBC must be paying shills for fake ratings at RT. Cosplay Mockter Who. I have been informed that there are, and this is no surprise because this has happened with Star Wars and Star Trek and Ghostbusters and everything. There has been some accusations that our YouTube channel and others have gotten together to help drive down the score. There's no evidence of that. If you go back and look at the negative reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, bots I guess bots can write multiple paragraphs, but they're really well thought out. So the bots must have watched the whole season. Those clever bots. DJ D Show and your wrench. Well, welcome, sir. Welcome. It's good to have you here. And we got a couple super chats already. Broly Canonice. Am I saying that right? Chris Persia, $5 Canadian. Shame on Martin Green. Shame on CBS. And shame on SJW Media, blaming their choices on the fans. Also, congrats on 27K. Thank you so much. Yes, we passed 27 freaking thousand. It's unbelievable. So thank you so much. Welcome to all of the new subscribers. We cover television here. We cover television news. The channel is evolving. We're going to be covering Doctor Who as long as we can, as long as you guys want us to. It's entirely up to you. So yes, there is another RT video coming. I'm kind of trying to wait to see if it drops to 20, but it seems to have leveled off a bit. And I also had to wait to have a different angle, and I have one now. I also wanted to give it some time, but I'm down with a trilogy. And we need to have a trilogy of RT reviews. Thank you, Chris Persia. You are a good patron, a good friend, and it's good to have you here. Keely Ann, I've become addicted to your channel due to, did you watch Travelers on Netflix? I just binge watched all 3 seasons. Thoughts? I've seen the beginning of Travelers. I haven't finished it. I thought it was a pretty good show. At the time, I felt it wasn't good enough for us to cover, but I could have been wrong on that one. I could have been wrong, and I have been before. Like, we didn't cover all of Orville season 1. That was my mistake. Although season 2 seems to have people grumbling, I will say. See, William Winters, good to see you, my friend. $2. Hello again. Have a great stream. I will try. It's, you guys are the co-host. You guys guide the stream. I lay out some topics, but really I'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. What I wanted to do in the beginning is wait for some people to roll in, and then we're going to talk a little bit about critics. There is a bunch of news that dropped, but I was going to make it part of the live stream, and I will talk about it a little bit, but they're worthy of videos by themselves. So I'm going to try to crank a couple out today. Cross your fingers. The quality might, well, not that my quality is high. It might be a little substandard. I also wanted to apologize for the Project Blue Book review. The audio sync was awful on that one, so I'm going to have to pull it. I'm kind of a little anal when it comes to that stuff, but it will be on nerdrotic.com with the chat if you want to watch it. So that's my website. That's where everything gets backed up, just in case anything happens. It's mainly for iTunes. Yes, I'm still on iTunes, but you can go and watch it there. It's going to be up on the channel for a little while longer, but I am going to pull it. Sorry. Apologies to Doomcock, who was on it. Yes, Doomcock joined us, Dictor Van Doomcock and Susan Layton, who was the co-host as well. Bull crap alert. Someone listed a Peter C has given a 5-star rating over 30 times to Doctor Who New Year's special to bump the audience score. Eric Jennings. Yeah. Yes, I did notice some of that stuff. There was multiple names. Now, there was on the other side, but Eric, you're right. Just go look at all the positive reviews. There's maybe 1 per 10 pages that's more than a paragraph, and all the 1/2-star, 1-star reviews are multiple paragraphs. That's people, they don't get anything from it, so they're sitting down and they're pissed, and they're still pissed. A week out, people are still pissed. I am pleasantly surprised with the Whovians. I love you guys. I thought we had lost this show, and to the BBC we have, but it seems like the majority of Whovians are just not happy with the direction. There's lots of reasons for it, but that audience score is not going up. It's ticked up once, I've seen, since I did my first video, and that's almost a month ago. Same name 2 times in a row. RT needs to fix the system. They really do. They really, really do. Also, I was wondering how, if you go to the audience score, they don't really give a breakdown of positives to negatives. And I'm wondering how it stayed at 22% when, if you go and look at the first 3 pages that have all come in the last 24 hours, it's all negative. So I think they might be freezing it a little bit. The humble Hufflepuff for $2. Second stream of yours that I've tuned into. Welcome, humble Hufflepuff. I take it you're a Harry Potter fan. I enjoyed Harry Potter quite a bit with my kids, and the audiobooks when I was traveling for my comic store. I was doing a lot of driving. Those 10 years I owned a comic shop, and I listened to a lot of audiobooks because we were doing shows and stuff. And those were pretty good. Not really a fan of J.K. Rowling on Twitter these days. Dude, it makes you, thank God J.K. Tolkien didn't have a Twitter. It's a good thing. The Cloud William for $5. Thank you. You don't have a question? Pop in a question. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so I do 3 open live streams a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Friday is a night one. I'm joined by Susan Layton, and we will continue doing that. We've been doing it for, God, over a year now. So great here in England, says Aiden Vickery. Awesome. It is what? It's 11 here, so it's like 8 or 9 over there. It's 8 hours, 9 hours difference, depending on our daylight savings time. Matt guy's doing pretty good. That's great. Let's get to the chat here. And if you do want to get my attention, remember to hit @Nerdrotic channel. The chat goes kind of fast these days, so I'll try to get to as much as I can. Super chats are not necessary, but they are greatly appreciated. Nerdrotic channel, Gary, I will annoy you with the final space until you finally give me an answer, even if it's just Picardish. Shut up, Wesley. No, you can annoy me. I don't know if I'm gonna get around to watching it. If I'm gonna turn some people off with this statement, I apologize, and it's something I have no control over because I'm getting old. And cartoons, just animated stuff, really has to be spectacular to get my attention, like Venture Brothers, Castlevania. And I used to love that stuff, Young Justice. I used to love that stuff. But Lemac, I will check it out. Let's say next Monday, because I've got a script to go over that somebody sent me. And yeah, so I've still got to get to some stuff. I've been a bit overwhelmed. The growth is wonderful, appreciated, and holy crap. I've employed my entire family to help me with this now. I don't know how people do this without a staff. It's pretty crazy. But it's great. It's great. Gary, is your beard a tribble or a gremlin? It's a gremlin. I do not feed it after midnight. Cosplay Doctor Who. I'm done with Doctor Who. I won't watch the final show. Don't. I mean, honestly, if you don't have to review it, I would say the best thing to do is you vote with your wallet. And yeah, I used to spend hundreds, thousands over the years on Doctor Who collectibles. I don't buy them directly from the BBC anymore. I will not support anything. And ultimately, if it's for one reason, it's for the politics. It's not for Jodie. It's actually for the politics. That's where I draw the line on that stuff. I'm tired of them thinking it's okay. They can do this crap. And as far as critics are concerned, they're not even critics anymore. Really, they're just shills, access media, whatever you want to call them. Most of the entertainment website, they just rewrite other people's articles now, which I don't know how you can get away with that. But basically, Deadline here in the States, Deadline and Variety are kind of the two main ones, and Hollywood Reporter. They'll drop an article, and then all the other websites will glom off of them, except for a special case that we should start with this one. So 48 to 72 hours ago, Star Trek Discovery's first episode, Brother, got reviewed by CNET and comicbook.com, which are both owned by CBS. And it's a full spoiler review. Like, why would you do that a week early? I think it's a sign. So we brilliance. Google blocked payments on my main account. This is Todd C. I love your channel and updates. I miss good Doctor Who. Sigh, God, I do too. $10. Oh, that's weird. Thank you for the $10 super chat. And yes, so I have some PayPal payments to acknowledge. I also have to acknowledge Mr. Roboto did a super chat last night that I missed. I'm so sorry, Mr. Roboto. Please accept my apologies and don't replicate and destroy the world. What Pen Farm Girl said, don't pull the video, Gary. Just add a disclaimer and the info box. Okay. If I got 2 wrenches telling me to do that, I listen. Fine. It will not get pulled. It won't get pulled. I apologize. It was my fault. I don't want to get into. There's a certain browser I cannot live stream from anymore. It just sucks. I said it as many times. I have nothing against a female doctor. What I have issues with is the poor writing and SJW crap thrown in my face. Rick Rarick, yeah. I mean, listen. I wasn't down with the female doctor. I hate it when they blatantly just replace a character because they don't think a female is marketable enough to create their own new character. It was definitely a time's up move. It was definitely something to take away something and try to insert it into a show that was built on something else, was built on the backs of other fans who just wanted, the Doctor. The Doctor has an identity. It's 55 years of a dude, and you switch it to a female, there's going to be a problem with that. But that, I don't think they really thought it through how that fundamentally changes the entire show. So what happened was they tried to write the Doctor as a female at this point, and they kind of went stereotypical. They went empathetic. The Doctor's more empathetic. The Doctor needs a hug. That's not the Doctor. So if you're going to do a female Doctor, it would have to be pretty much a female acting like a guy. So what's the point? What's the freaking point other than you just slapped one thing over another? That's it. Copy and paste. And this is your end result. And then they rallied at the end. They're all, oh crap, people aren't liking this. And they knew this before any of these episodes aired. They listen, they do marketing data, they do screenings, they know what's up, and they knew they had a problem by the end. There's still people denying there's a problem. That's the funniest thing. It's denial is crazy. People can rationalize anything. As a grateful recovering alcoholic and addict, I see rationalization and denial at its best in these meetings. I have done it. Oh my God, I could rationalize to taking a drink at any time. That's why it's dangerous for me. Just so I finished reading an article from Screen Rant saying that the ratings for season 2, episode 2 at Orville were the show's lowest. Now I'm scared that Fox will cancel the show. Yes, I'm going to do a video. God, I've got like 5 I got to do. But we can talk about it here. That is a concern. The ratings are down, and there's a reason for it. People were not happy with those 2 episodes. I thought they were okay, but they certainly weren't the Orville's best. And to come out the gate with that, it is concerning. Is concerning. There's also another article out. We finally, you notice it's been kind of quiet with the consolidated ratings for Doctor Who. Well, some consolidated ratings came in for the States, and they're bad. They're really bad. So it absolutely confirms that there was a huge drop in viewership. They can't rationalize it. They're going to try. They're going to try to rationalize it, but good luck. Have fun with that. We will be here. We being, all the other channels and myself who are talking about this, we'll be here to point out that you're full of it. The reason it won't drop is because they're holding it up, says Nathan Norman. You are correct, sir. You are correct. Justin Doyle, £5. Hey, Gary, what do you think about the theory Doctor Who Season 11 is actually about Graham and his path of learning? I actually think there's something to that. There's an article out on that that I'm doing a video on. So watch for that. That's actually the next video. Hopefully I'm going to be releasing a video tonight for the UK viewers. So it's going to be night for me, but it'll be tomorrow morning for you. So when you wake up and have your tea or coffee or whatever, your crumpets or whatever the hell you have, I'll have a video for you. I program for the UK sometimes because, damn it, there's a lot of UK subscribers on this channel now. I have to respect. Malwinius Serenio Alfred from York. Bots are not the best in writing long reviews when giving scores to a movie. Yep, I agree. Can Jeffrey Beavers return to fight Dr. 13? Can he? I don't know. Hey, the Doctor's here, by the way. It's good to see you. It's good to see you survived season 11. Getting up to the chat here, and okay, so that's so when there's a sign of bots, you see what is it, like a percentage sign? Sometimes you'll see a percentage sign, or you'll see something that's with some of the reviews, when somebody puts either a comma or parentheses, sometimes it comes up as a question mark. That's, I don't know if that's a sign of bots or somebody doing it on their phone. It could depend on the browser. I'm not sure, but yeah, there's definitely bots for sure. What's up, Robot Rob Shlomo from Midnight's Edge? How's it going? Someone informed me on Twitter that you are one of the worst Star Trek YouTubers. You tear up. Your tear cup runneth over, my friend. Yes. Yes, I must be one of the worst Star Trek YouTubers. Okay, that's good. Hey, it's good to achieve something. That's an achievement, right? Being the worst. According to the millennials, I should get a medal for that. Don't I get a participation trophy for that? Uh, it was all them toxic mans. Yes, all those toxic mans are bringing everything down. I like that, toxic mans. Ace Creeper says season 11 was good and dressed up as Jodie. Who's Ace Creeper? Derek McManus. Is he a YouTuber or is she a YouTuber? David travels through time. What's up? Chibnall forced Capaldi out, I think. I think Capaldi was forced out, to be honest with you. I totally agree with that. Because remember in the beginning, he was like, they're going to have to, like, they're going to bury me in this uniform. He was talking about 5 years, and I guess he kind of did 5 years, but like he sounded like he didn't want to go. He had Doctor Who action figures when he was a kid. I think it's arguable. I know David Tennant was a big fan, but I think Capaldi was a bigger fan. That's just the perception I have. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, getting to more chat here. Hello, Peter Quinn. He just says, Gary. Chuckzilla, $5 Canadian. Hey, Gary, thanks for being Doctor Who / Star Trek bartender while we cry in our beers. I love that. Yes. Any news and thoughts on Judge Dredd Mega City 1 series? I want it to happen. I want it to happen so much, and Carl Urban being a part of it, which I'm not sure if he can because he's in my friend's show, The Boys, which we will be covering on Amazon. That's coming out in a couple 3 months, I believe. So check it out. It's based on a comic. It's really good. Amazon's going to have a good year with Good Omens and The Boys and The Expanse. Watch out, Netflix. Those are 3 good shows. Good shows. Thank you, Chuckzilla. I appreciate it. We have Reaverman. Have you considered doing reviews on old Doctor Who? £2. Yes, I have. I've actually considered that. I did it before, but it was before the channel blew up. Nobody really cared, but I want to do something a little different because I was doing them live. I'm going to do video reviews of my favorite episodes and like break them down and explain like why they hold up now, and it probably crap on season 11 a little bit and compare them to certain season 11 episodes that they're similar to, and that's the plan. So if you guys are cool with that, we'll see how you like it. I'm kind of, it's one day at a time with the channel. I'm just kind of feeling out what's okay. When I did the Sonequa Martin Green video, honestly, I edited the hell. I wasn't sure how that was going to, the response was going to be to that, but it's good. The response is good. So cool. Whittaker is the worst sort of hypocrite. She wants to be a victim so hard that she fails to understand the character she's failing to portray. Exactly. The doctor is whining in the show and whining outside of the show. Whether you have political beliefs on one side or the other, that's really not the point we're talking about here. What I'm talking about here is keep them out of it. There's a way to present politics neutrally that make people think on both sides. You go, okay, that was pretty good. That was pretty cool. A lot of shows do it all the time. The Expanse is the Doctor Who before was great for that. But I don't know, they got a little overconfident. My whole theory on this is they go into production, it's 2 years ago when they started production for Doctor Who. So you got to think about what were things like in 2016, 2017, what were the trends, and that's what they based. This is the problem with basing your production on current trends, especially in today's society. You used to be able to get away with that because 2 years things wouldn't get stale, but stuff gets stale in a week now. So you really need to try to be timeless as much as possible, especially in Doctor Who. And if you're gonna, if you're gonna do something like do a story, on cell phones or something like that could still work because they'll be around in a couple of years. But if you're doing something on current year politics and it comes out in 2018, 2019, when you're basing it on 2016, well, it's tired, and people are really over it because that's why I switched off the news, because they're just battering you over the head over and over again with the same stuff. It's like, oh, get over it, people. They don't need rationalization. If we don't like it because we are misogynist and racist, mama, basement or basement man, can you do a spider? I don't know. I lost you. You lost me on that one, Broly. But if they're complaining, it's the same complaints. We're basement dwellers. Well, I'm upstairs. I have a basement. Yes, I do. I love Capaldi as the Doctor and his previous appearance in the show. I wish he had better writers. Me too. Me too. Oh, thank you for my participation trophy, Pen Farm Girl. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Has anyone watched the UK show Humans? Yes, I have. The one about androids gaining sentience. Pretty good, in my opinion. Just curious. I thought it was pretty good. It was very Westworld. Kathy Bartley, that's great. 14th Doctor's first line. Thank God that's over. Oh, I was half expecting Jodie's first line to be, all that testosterone and ego. How do you handle it? Which is what Moffat did when that one Time Lord, I forgot his name now, regenerated into a woman. All that ego. Ugh, it's like, oh God. Yeah, because women don't have egos at all. You're egoless creatures of grace and beauty floating around. The Expanse absolutely rocks. It does. I mean, some of you are, and yeah, and some dudes are, and some dudes are a-holes, and some women are a-holes. Best Doctor Who, Patrick Troughton. All actors are privileged. You're right. They don't live in the real world. Exactly. That's why it's best if you just, for lack of a better term, keep your pie hole shut. Because when I keep, especially Sonequa Martin Green cannot stop talking about these troubled times we're living in. I've only seen 5 interviews with her, and every single one she mentions that. It's impossible for her not to mention that. And it's like, really, be grateful. I think the best way to endear yourself to anyone is take the high road and be grateful. And you can believe what you want behind the scenes, but in every interview, be boring, be completely boring. Just go, people get upset, and that's it really sucks. But hopefully I'll win them over. I'll do the best I can with the best writing, and I'll win them over. That's all Sonequa should say, and Jodie should say every interview. But no, they really want to point out that, the show's not for white guys anymore in these troubled socioeconomical times we live in. Well, certainly some are having trouble, but not actors who are in shows that cost millions of dollars to produce. I mean, really, in the grand scheme of things, if you look at everything, and the hitchhiker line, does it really cosmically speaking matter if I don't get up and go to work? Actually, no, it doesn't. If you look at the big picture, how important is a Doctor Who show? How important is a Star Trek? And they're spending millions of dollars, not to sound too hippy dippy, that you could feed starving children with, small countries with. But there is a certain importance to entertainment and art and culture. Absolutely. But unless you can eat some of it or it can save your life, I would say I would not use the word important. I would use the word really fun, good. It fills a need. It does fill a need. Thank you, Rebecca Gold. I appreciate it. I am going to watch. Rebecca Gold has a web series, and I'm going to check it out. I'm going to check it out and give you my thoughts. Monday is catch-up day. Uh, differently abled Muslim, Jewish, lesbian of color. Has anyone? Oh, I already read that one, but I didn't read your name. So she asked about he, she. I'm sorry about that. This person asked about humans. You know what? I'm gonna sometimes say he and she when you're a she. He just correct me. It's cool, but yeah. Before the narrative would fit the story, now the story must fit the narrative. Joker 7-9. That is really well said. Absolutely true. Yes. So what they do is, and that's what season 11 was. God, that's really a brilliant chat. So what happened in the writers' room is they probably got some bullet points or something from the BBC or Chris Chibnall. I don't know. Just fill in the blank on that one. That okay, here's the stuff we want to hit on this season. We want to have a pregnant man. We want to acknowledge gender. We want to put her in at least 2 to 3 gender situations so we can talk about this and create the conversation. Then, oh my God, we need to do an episode on the partition so we can have 2 different religions marrying each other, because that won't make anybody mad. And it didn't make me mad because I'm not a religious person, but and when you go out, and there's nothing wrong with doing that, by the way, in a show. I think it's a good message that should be shown. Rosa Parks, the message, there's nothing wrong with the message there. It's how it's presented. They just wanted to present it. They didn't really want to put a story around it that made you think. They thought just simply presenting it is going to make you think, a conversation, because they think you're all, 6-year-olds. And there is some data out there that the collective audience is like that of a child, which is bad data and disrespectful data, but that's how they think. That's how they think. Now, I didn't have a lot of, interaction with Uber creators in Hollywood. I was just low level creators, but I had a lot of interaction in the comic book industry, which, it mirrors entertainment quite a bit. And the general consensus of fandom is not good. And the media actually is more disdainful of fandom. And that's something I don't get and I don't like. Fandom can be fandom. All right. We can complain a lot and we praise a lot. But to generalize fandom is really lazy. And just do it at your peril. Do it at your peril. Because I learned a lot owning the comic shop and talking to. It's kind of like being on the front lines of fandom, because we talked a lot more about a lot more stuff than comic books. We talked about TV shows, we talked about movies, and it was a great cross section of fandom here in San Francisco, because I was right next to San Francisco State University and had a lot of kids coming in, and it was different. And it's not what you think. It's not what a lot of people think. There was a good mix of opinions, both sides. And you had, I had to have long conversations. Some of these people hung out in my store for hours. I had couches in there. We ran TV parties. So we would talk about shows and life and everything. And fandom's really misunderstood by some of the creators of media. I don't think they want to. I think they just want to have something to hate. And some of it's secret and some of it's not so secret, the loathing of you guys. And I don't like it. And that's maybe why you guys have had enough. You can feel it. You can feel the disdain. What's up, cynical Lindsay? How's it going? Okay. Gary, is this mess really boiling down to bad writers? Bryce 11544. Yeah, at its core, it's bad writing. Because a female doctor probably could have worked with really clever writing. But you had a situation where people didn't want to be the showrunner for Doctor Who for whatever reason. They probably didn't want to be the showrunner for Doctor Who with the first female. Not that they were against the first female, but they knew there would be backlash and they just didn't want any part of it. It's not worth the stress. Just being the showrunner of Doctor Who is not worth the stress. Moffat complained about it all the time. As a white male who's been a fan and supported Doctor Who and Star Trek longer than Jodie has been alive, I'm insulted at her disdain for people like me who've kept the show going for so long. Me too. Hashtag me too. Yeah, it's her lack of gratitude. And honestly, Sadiq was a little worse. And the only reason Sonequa chimed in was to bring attention to herself. That's it, because I don't think there's any attention for that for Star Trek Discovery. But yeah, again, you have to take the high road. Doctor Who Resolution was my last straw. I now think it is worse than STD. I agree. I actually, at least, I mean, I'm going to try to say something nice about Star Trek Discovery. Some of the effects look good. The acting is god awful though, by everybody. You got, okay. Going to read a couple more chats and I'm going to get to that Star Trek Discovery review. And then we're going to pop on to the Doctor Who article I want to read you. That's hilarious. Loquacious Primate, Nerdrotic. It definitely did seem that this season was written for critics and other writers, not stories for fans. Even a lot of politically liberal people don't like being preached at. Oh, I can promise you on that one. When my only social hour is pretty much the only time I really go out and hang out is at NA and AA meetings, and when we talk. And there's he's going to remain nameless, but there is a professional writer who I go to this group with, who's written television before, who's written books before, who knows what he's talking about. And I will say that he's San Franciscan, straight up San Franciscan, and he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it at all. And he said at core it's writing, but for me, it's writing, politics, female doctor. You could have won me over with the female doctor, but with the female doctor, I knew we would get a bunch of political nonsense. And listen, so did Dave Cullen called this shot a year ago, but the minute it was announced, Jibba Jabba FPV Nerdrotic channel. I'm afraid it's us drone pilots that are public enemy number one in the UK presently. Sorry for knocking Toxic Fan off the plinths. I guess I'm a member of both. I should be proud. Oh, you drone pilots causing trouble. Well, stay away from the airports and we're good. Support. Oh, hey, thanks, Cato. Support me on Patreon. I know how some of you feel about Patreon. I don't blame you. It's kind of a rough situation I'm in. But I'm going to stay on it because we're just growing. As time goes on, if an alternative is needed, I have one ready to go. It's not, but I won't use anybody else's. I will use my own website, which I have. So, and it can be set up pretty quickly. But Patreon, I think it's a good, for now anyway. It's still a decent middleman, but yeah, I don't like what they did to Sargon. Some of these Doctor Who stories were as bad as my high school stories. They really were. It Takes You Away had some scenes that looked like high school drama scenes, grade school drama scenes. I knew they could. Okay, what they hired a real blind actress, which I thought there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. It's not her fault that she was written horribly, but they had a scene of her and Tosin Cole, Ryan running with her, and you could tell like they could only run so fast because she's blind. Stunt woman, get a stunt woman in there. I get maybe they can't afford it. I don't know. Maybe they're working on the budget that the old Doctor Who had. Maybe the first female Doctor has I wonder if the budget is lower for the show than it was for Capaldi. I wouldn't think so. Yeah. Graham Robson. Thank you for mention, by the way, for that. Can't post the link here, but just search it. Tom Baker at his best. I will search it. Nathan Norman. I swear if they go full season 5 Andromeda, I will write a strongly worded letter to the BBC and make a complaint to my MP and AM about having to pay taxes for that garbage. I think you should write one now. I think it qualifies. You guys have to pay taxes for this crap. That should be a reason in itself. We have neutrality laws here for radio here in the States, to where if you get overly political about something, there has to be at some point on your station a counterpoint. Now, we recognize that about as much as we recognize the monopoly laws here in the States, because public broadcasting system is a perfect example. The public broadcasting system is the closest thing to the BBC we have. They have pledge drives and stuff, and they are supposed to be neutral, and they're not. Can you talk about the importance of Murray Gold and the soundtracks on TV? I would love to. CTO Jonathan. Murray Gold is one of the main reasons Doctor Who is classic. Period. End of story. Sound can make and break. It's one of the few things I learned in film school. Sound can make or break your show, your movie. Part of sound is the soundtrack, and the Doctor Who Murray Gold soundtracks were cinematic. Whether you liked Matt Smith or not, the Matt Smith Doctor theme is great. I loved every note of Tennant's era and Eccleston's era. I own the soundtracks. The Capaldi soundtracks were good. The soundtrack for season 11 was awful. It didn't match what was going on. It's like they used stock music, like royalty-free music. They probably went to the YouTube library and just downloaded a few songs. Go look at it. When the TARDIS appears in resolution, every time the TARDIS appeared, the music would build up. It would build up. And in this one, it just went, it didn't match at all. It didn't match at all. All right. Captain Robert April is on the bridge. Okay, now that I've had my nap, well, that's good. I'm glad you woke up for me. No need to do that. All right, so we're going to read a Star Trek Discovery Brother review. There's going to be spoilers in it. Do you guys care if Star Trek Discovery is spoiled? Really? And then I'm going to come back and read a Doctor Who article that'll make your jaw drop. So I will be doing a video on it, but it's buried here in the live stream. So I've got a different angle on it too. So I will pull out my paddle. I hate doing this because I'm going to lose viewers, but spoilers ahead for Star Trek Discovery episode 1, because I know you all are worried. There's no mystery solved. There's really they don't talk about details within the show. It's more interaction. So, I know spoilers can vary in definition. So it's not plot detail spoilers. It's just character interaction spoilers. Give me just a moment, and we are going to get to, we'll start with the comicbook.com one. Here we go. Okay, sorry for the silence there. Comicbook.com, by the way. We're going to go all the way to the bottom here first. Oh, look at that. There's God. I want to go on hurting you. Full disclosure, comicbook.com as a company is owned by CBS and operates under the CBS Interactive umbrella of companies. And you might see some ads here that may relate to some of my recent eBay searches. You might see some action figure searches. All right. Star Trek Discovery Season 2 premiere review. More confident, more adventurous. Star Trek Discovery returns for its second okay. And by the way, this is comicbook.com grammar we're dealing with here. And I'm pretty sure they just got a memo from CBS and they just copy and pasted it in their article, and they really didn't check. I'm surprised there wasn't an insert opinion here. Star Trek Discovery returns for its second with the premiere episode titled Brother. While remaining true to the groundwork laid down last season, the premiere is flush with new confidence and a thirst for adventure. I'm sure that Jamie Lovett wrote that. Brother picks up with the first season. I mean, who talks like that? Sorry. I'm going to walk around going, thank you, Melissa. That was a wonderful breakfast. It was confident, and it makes me thirst for my orange juice. Brother picks up where the first season of Discovery left off. Discovery has received a hail Doomcock, from the USS Enterprise, and a request from its captain, Captain Pike Anson Mount. My wife says, I want a mount. That's what she calls him. I don't know why. To come aboard. Pike beams over and takes command of Discovery and continues his mission to investigate 7 signals from across the galaxy. Why 7? Pike's presence is emblematic of Discovery's new swagger. Mount Mount plays Pike with casual confidence and charisma. Wow. I wonder how many times is that the last time we're going to hear confidence? Interesting choice of words there. So maybe the memo just said, I want you to mention confidence and charisma and fun. And I continue. Mount plays Pike with casual confidence and charisma that makes it easy to see why Discovery's crew takes an instant shine to him. But there's also something beneath the surface. Pike and his crew sat out the Klingon Federation war while they were in deep space on one of the Enterprise's famous 5-year missions. Despite being one of Starfleet's most highly decorated officers, and wasn't the Enterprise kind of the flagship of the Federation? Like, couldn't they have called it back? Whatever. Having missed the war, left Pike feeling like he has to make up for something. That frustration boils to the surface during intense moments when he has to make key command decisions. So that's the point where he's going to be asking Michael Burnham for help. The rest of Discovery's cast seems more confident than ever in their roles. With the war over, they can now revel in whose characters are when they're simply being, well, who they are. Tension and competitiveness previously defined the relationship between Michael Burnham, Sidney Martin Green, and Saru Doug Jones. The competitiveness is now gone. Instead, there's a familiarity and respect between the two officers built on shared experience and loss. Burnham's relationship with roommate Sylvia Tilly Mary Wiseman also has grown. They don't share much screen time in this episode, but there's a moment between the two that shows exactly how much they understand each other, in particular, what the other is capable of and how much they mean to each other. Wow, that doesn't sound like it's satisfying the Bechdel test at all. The most touching moment has to go to Paul Stamets, Anthony Rapp, who is still struggling with the loss of his lover, Hugh Culber, Wilson Cruz. Stamets has made a big decision about his next step. Rapp's delivery, when he explains it to Tilly, is believable and moving, as he brings a real softness to a character introduced as a hard, standoffish, without jettisoning what has come before. Oh, there's that Michael Burnham look. Alex Kurtzman directs the episode. Why would you even want to admit that? Kurtzman is the co-creator and showrunner of Discovery. He's also known for co-writing the 2009 Star Trek film reboot and its sequel, Into Darkness, and Amazing Spider-Man 2. And The Mummy had something to do with that. His past Trek pedigree is on display here in Brother. Well, that's not a good sign. And then some. That's really not a good sign. The reboot films received praise on their stunning set pieces and criticism. Oh my God, he's mentioning criticism. He's going rogue, CBS, and criticism for not having much else to offer. Kurtzman delivers the excitement here with Brother. Features the most stunning action sequence ever in an episode of Star Trek. What? Brother features the most stunning action sequences ever in an episode of a Star Trek television series. Okay. The episode excels by also providing the character moments and sci-fi problem solving that seem to take a back seat in the films. At its core, the episode is about a rescue mission in space and dealing with unexpected complications. That's classic Star Trek setup if there ever was one. But he criticizes here. I think in the memo they said to make it authentic, you need to have a couple criticisms. Don't go too far. Or we won't let your family go. That's only speculation, by the way. The episode does stumble in a few places, never enough to fall down, but enough to be distracting at times. The episode is lighter and friendlier than the first season, yet everyone seems okay with dunking on Lieutenant Connolly. The Enterprise's new science officer is also the butt of the elevator joke from the season's trailer. It's It's the bit that feels like it would be more at home in the Orville as it is. It feels like a moment where Discovery tried a bit too hard to prove the new lighter tone. There are also moments where the episode gets too precious. There's one moment with the Enterprise, but most involve Burnham. She's proven herself to be an exceptional officer, and please leave your Mary Sue complaints at the door. Okay, sure. Yet the way that so many people throughout the episode feel they need to vocalize how awesome she is. Am I still leaving my Mary Sue stuff at the door? Are you sure about that? Really? How awesome she is to her face feels strange. Well, yeah, the show is filled with positive affirmation, and that's kind of, for lack of a better term, SJW writing. You always have people going, yay me, or you're great, and all this affirmation going around. It's like, why? That doesn't create tension. It's just bad writing. It's daycare writing. It especially jarring when she was looking down on for her act. Oh, especially jarring when people were looking down on her for her actions on the Shenzhou throughout the previous season. That lasted one episode. Come on, not even a full episode. It was understandable that Discovery's writers might want to push past that. They likely didn't even pay attention to season one because these are different writers. They likely don't want to deal with the fallout of Burnham's mutiny, but this episode lays it on a bit thick at times. So if this guy is saying it lays it on a bit thick, it must be laid on like 5 layers of butter or so. Oh. Despite the minor missteps, Brother proves to be an excellent episode that sets up an exciting season to come. It is arguably the most viscerally exciting episode of Star Trek ever. Ever. More impressive is that it pulls that off while still including the elements of classic Star Trek that fans most crave. It's also brought together by a central mystery that Pike sets out to investigate. That mystery connects somehow to Spock and his relationship to Burnham, his foster sister. So the center mystery, the Red Angel, is going to have in the entire universe is going to have something to do with Spock and Burnham. Are you surprised at all? The episode weaves the personal arc of its lead into the season-long narrative that Discovery will follow to form a cohesive whole. So the thoughts that Burnham was going to take a backseat to Pike, we can put those aside. This whole season is going to revolve around Michael Burnham. You heard it here, folks. So a lot is hinging on Star Trek Discovery season 2. It needs to be successful. We'll just say that it needs to be successful. And if it doesn't move the needle in subscribers, if it doesn't start getting better audience scores, some very bad things might happen to CBS and some good things for Star Trek fans. Well, there's good and bad news with that. What may be more exciting is the shape of the narrative arc it's set to take. Last season felt unfamiliar to many fans because it was about the Federation at wartime. No, it's because it sucked. And it wasn't Star Trek. Most of Star Trek has been about exploration and adventure, and that's Discovery season 2. That's what the Discovery season 2 mystery offers. By the way, I want to point out that this is a J.J. Abrams joint. No matter what anybody says, Alex Kurtzman is JJ's meat puppet. Okay. When you see mystery in a J.J. Abrams thing, we're going to be getting some mystery box Trek, which will make it suck twice as much. It's the opportunity to take a classic Trek setup, give it 15 episodes to unfold, and then with the production value of a movie. Oh, by the way, Star Trek 4 reportedly shelved. More on that later. Back to the chat. Okay, so spoiler part over. I'm going to take us. Those spoilers were brought to you by Pete's Coffee. Crack in a cup, everybody. Keeps your day going, but with very little crash at the end. No, I'm actually not sponsored. I will not be sponsored, ever. Here's a promise to you. I don't care about seeing stuff early. I don't need to be the first out with every article. I don't need to be the first out with a review. We usually do our reviews live and visceral. And with Star Trek Discovery, not a lot of people noticed. We were one of the first channels that wasn't like a major critic that went on YouTube and reviewed that episode live. I think it was us and one other person. And we'll continue doing that, but I don't need access to anything. Not that I've been offered anything, but I will just tell people, like, don't even bother. Don't even bother. No, I'll see it when you guys see it, and we'll talk about it. It's not that important to me. So, okay. We are going to, I did a lot of reading there. I got to catch up on the chat. I apologize. Really? Better than the Battle of Cardassia or Cardassia? Sorry, I can't talk. The Battle of Cardassia or the battle to retake DS9? Peter Quinn, yeah, that's some pretty tall words to say there. I think it's spoken by somebody who hasn't watched a lot of Trek. So they were talking about the TV show, but still, any man who must say I am the king is no true king, and anyone who says that I am confident is not really confident. You are absolutely correct. In or of anything, all this says to me is CBS is scared. They're absolutely scared. I can confirm that, folks. So I now have I don't want to blab anybody's name. I now have 2 CBS insiders. I have spoken to both of them. One of them I kind of lost, but he's willing to tell me a couple things. And I'm going to just say Star Trek Discovery Season 2 needs to succeed in a way that it needs to succeed in like a Game of Thrones level for things to continue. So the no decisions have been made yet. It looks like Viacom has won a court case, and there's going to be some consolidation at some point. The Kelvinverse is dead. There is people who do not like J.J. Abrams. I think some people saw through J.J. Abrams and saw that for the shyster that he is. He's a snake oil salesman. Go watch his TED Talk Mystery Box. I say that over and over again. It says everything about the man. He's somewhat creative. I think he's a better politician. I think he probably missed his calling. I think he's a better talker. His stuff looks really slick, but it's not original. And no, when episode 9 comes out, maybe some more people will come around to that thinking. But he's not the guy to save Star Wars, and he damn near, I think he ruined Trek. He absolutely ruined Trek. He got his claws into everything. J.J. Abrams, A Bad Robot, are the computer virus of Hollywood. Somebody basically answered the phishing email, and that's what Paramount and CBS did, and now they can't get rid of them. Brent Newman, £5. Thank you so much. What does this say? Gary, you are sponsored by, why is it going down here? Come on, man. There we go. Gary, you are sponsored by the good, sane people here, except for me. I'm bloody mad. Cheers. Yes, you good people. And that's where it will stay. That is my promise. I don't need screeners or any of that stuff. I don't care. I don't need press passes to cons. I don't need any of that stuff. I'll buy my way into. We are going to San Diego Comic-Con, and we're going to do a meetup in San Diego. Oh, I guess I can tell you real quick before I go on, because we have some UK viewers. I am going to Europe in April. So we're going to try to make a stop in London. And if we do, I'll let you know. I'll tell you, I'll be at a coffee shop or if we have to go to a pub, we can go to a pub, and I'll tell you where I'm at. If anybody wants to meet me there, nobody could probably show up, but that's fine. That's fine, because I love London. But I'm going to Europe in April, it looks like. So, hey, Mom, look at me. I can be funny too, is what this is. Exactly, Alex Brown. It is a toddler going, look at me, Mom, look at me. I'm confident. I'm so confident. Did they footnote what a Mary Sue is? Bryce 11544, right? They should have. Oh my God. I'm out of Pete's coffee. Oh no, Mage Gray Wolf, you better do something about that. SJW, they killed Star Wars, killed Doctor Who, they killed Star Trek. Happily, MCU is safe, and we're gonna have a great Captain Marvel. Broly, Captain Marvel is going to be the Doctor Who of the MCU. You think that should be a video? Should I do a video on that? I mean, it's doing everything. So the only way Captain Marvel is not going to be that is if they do what they did for Black Panther, which all the marketing will be political, but the movie itself will be pretty straightforward. The marketing for Black Panther was one of the most amazing marketing campaigns I've ever seen. Straight up, that made all the money. The timing was right. Everything was perfect. Now the movie was okay. It was okay. That's it. With Captain Marvel, it's going to be a different story because people love Black Panther. Black Panther's been around a long time. Had a great introduction in Civil War. I read Black Panther when I was a kid. I used to pretend I was Black Panther when we played superheroes. I loved Black Panther. So, and I like Black Panther depowered, by the way. I liked him just being a badass, kind of like a, Batman. They've kind of OP'd him, overpowered him like way too much. They had him beat the Silver Surfer. It's like, come on, shut up. With Captain Marvel, for those of you who don't read comic books, it's a tainted character now. It's a character, again, I used to read as a kid, Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel was more interesting than Captain Marvel at the time. Captain Marvel, the best story is his death. The Death of Captain Marvel graphic novel, highly recommended. It is. You don't even need to read a bunch of Captain Marvel to read that. It was Marvel's first graphic novel. It was great, by the great Jim Starlin. So what Captain Marvel is now is the poster child for SJW Marvel. And either Kevin Feige is going to try to fix that I don't know how the hell he's going to fix that. From some of the marketing, I'm only hoping the movie ends up like Black Panther. I'm not saying it is going to end up like Black Panther. I think it's going to go there. I think it's going to go there. And maybe Kevin Feige's on board, or maybe he was just forced to. If that's the case, I wouldn't be surprised if he left. We'll see. We'll see how things go. The movie's coming out 2 months before Infinity War. So there's some parallels with Doctor Who season 11. They're giving it the best chance to succeed. They're releasing it on International Women's Day, which I would not be surprised if Doctor Who, say Captain Marvel's successful, Doctor Who will premiere on that day next for season 12. That's a guess. It could have the same exact results. I am waiting until the movie comes out. That's it. I mean, I haven't done a lot of Captain Marvel stuff, and I know a lot of people have, and that's great. Go ahead and do it. But I've read the comic books. I haven't read from the last 2 years, but I've read everything up to that. So I can tell you if it's, for one, she doesn't have a definable character in the comic books anymore because they've changed her so much. She's had 7 number ones, maybe 8 now. Correct me if I'm wrong. They've canceled and relaunched her series 5 or 6 times in the last 5 years. They're trying to make her Superman. And Marvel does not have a Superman. So, but at least Captain Marvel is a different character. They created a different character, but it looks like in the MCU, Marvel will have not existed. And she will be Captain Marvel, or Marvel will be dead or something. I don't know. Marvel was the male version of Captain Marvel, and we'll see. But at least it's a different character that they created. And that's why it works in the comics. That's why Batwoman works and Batgirl works, and even Spider-Girl, if y'all remember Spider-Girl, that was a very popular comic that ran for a long time. It was a different universe. It was actually Peter's daughter, and it was great. Gary, did you get my message on Twitter? I don't know. When'd you send it? I only answered 2 messages this morning on Twitter. I'm going to boycott Captain Marvel. Type hashtag me too if you plan to do the same. Cosplay Doctor Who. I can't boycott it, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. And somebody's already super chatted me money to buy the ticket. But I can buy a ticket to another movie. But I'll be reviewing it the night it comes out. So what I'll do is what I usually do. So I'll do the first part of the review will be spoiler free, and then I'll throw up the spoiler sign, and you guys can dip out at that point. But it's I think tickets are available, right? Have we gotten those articles yet where it's set ticket sales ratings not ratings, records? Kind of like with Solo. Remember when Solo had beaten Black Panther for pre-sales? You guys remember that? Oh yeah, that was reported. Let's see if we got some of those. That just says on sale. No records. Ticket sales launch on Brie Larson. It's Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. Oh my. Good luck with that one. No, there's no article out saying they're setting records anywhere. And it's been a while. So they went on sale. When did they go on sale? A couple, 3 days ago. Yeah, we'll see about that. So, but I'm kind of waiting until the movie comes out, and that's kind of what I did with Doctor Who. I want to see it first, just in case they come at us with like this solid movie, because that could happen. It probably won't, but it could. JPRPH1 $14.99. Good Lord. Rewatched your December 13th nooner this AM. Thanks for sharing. I will watch STD season 2, but I'm glad for Counterpart and Project Blue Book that I'm going to start The Expanse again. Thanks for TV tips. You are welcome. Yes, my friends, there is good TV out there. There's really good. If you like animated stuff, Venture Brothers, Castlevania. If you like sci-fi, don't even bother watching Star Trek Discovery. You don't have to pay to watch The Expanse. It's better, and you don't have to pay any more than what your cable bill is or whatever service you're watching it on. It's on Amazon Prime, so if you're a Prime member, you get to watch The Expanse. If you haven't, trust me, that is a good show. I'm from the UK. I'll meet you for a pint. Pete Warhol, thank you for the 3 pounds. Pete, I will buy you a pint. I do not drink. Thank you for the offer, though. Totally. Buy me a root beer, and I'll buy you a pint. How's that sound? That would be awesome. Be great to meet you. Chris Persia, $5 Canadian. I like Captain Marvel. I just wish they'd stop calling him Shazam. Yes. I do think it's funny that both Captain Marvels are getting movies at the same time. And I don't think it's going out on a limb saying Shazam will probably be better. It'll probably be better. In a little bit, we're going to get to the Doctor Who bit. Okay, so it's going to be repetitive because I am doing a video on this, but this is just a special for, all you guys who sit through these live streams. And by the way, thanks. The live stream numbers have been fantastic. So I hear a lot of YouTubers talk about this, and they're right. They're right. I don't mean to, I'm not judging other YouTubers. One of our cardinal rules is we do not criticize other YouTubers here ever, even if they call us out and say stuff about my mom, whatever. It's probably accurate anyway. No, I'm just kidding, Mom. I love you. So with live streams, I'm not going to stop doing them ever. I don't give a damn if it hurts my channel. I love live streaming. I love talking to you guys. It's my favorite thing to do on this channel. Like the video part is fun, but I'd rather talk to you guys. So at the very least, there will always be 3 live streams, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, until this thing ends, if it ever ends. So as long as you guys enjoy them. And that's the whole point of it. I usually talk about the movie stuff on the live streams. I rarely talk about movies. We're just not a movie channel, and I don't go to them. The only movies I go to are superhero movies. So that's the only things I'll do reviews on. All the other stuff I watch at home. Because it's expensive to go to a movie around here. If I took my family to a movie in San Francisco, it's $100 minimum. And that's just for tickets and parking. That's not even counting treats. There we go. I'm going to read a little more chat, and then we're going to read this article. It's funny. I don't know what to make of it, to be honest with you. That's why I'm kind of willing to read it on the live stream first to kind of work it out, because I kind of want to know where this guy is coming from, because it sounds basically insane. Oh, there is the triple R is here. The triple R. The triple R is there's 100 Swedish crowns. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ridiculed Reptile Reviews says, Gary, you're rising faster than the Third Reich. Congrats, dude. Have you read my episode yet? No, I was just referring. I got to read your episode. I am sucky at getting back at stuff fast. Okay. I'm just, when I do a live stream, it's there's believe it or not, there's an hour of prep beforehand, and then there's an hour afterwards doing some stuff. So it's like 3-4 hours out of my life. And then I got to start on the videos. I am 2 videos behind. I know I said I would have one out today. It's probably not going to get out today. Tomorrow morning, you're going to have one, which means I'm going to be up till 3. Usually ends up that way. I'll read it by the weekend. I've got a huge checklist I got to get to. I'm working on getting ahead so I can take a day off. Believe it or not, I work on this channel pretty much all day, every day. And it's fun though. It's great. I'm not complaining. I'm having a fucking time of my life. Excuse. God, I'm not supposed to cuss. Also, how would you feel about a Deadpool series apart from the cinematic Deadpool? An animated series that's rated R? Hell yes. I was looking forward to that. I'm kind of bummed it didn't happen. Steal into Gaming 5. Thank you, by the way, Triple R. Steal into Gaming 5 pounds. Thank you so much. I'm from the UK and I found your channel pretty late, and I'm so glad I found it. Had one question. Who is your favorite classic doctor? That is a great question, Steel Gaming. Okay, so every time I'm asked that, we got to say besides the Fourth Doctor, because that's pretty much everybody's favorite, right? I mean, so we just say Tom Baker's the best. But aside from Tom Baker, Jon Pertwee, the Third Doctor. I'm a huge Third Doctor fan. There's something about him that makes me laugh. He was charming as hell. I would say he was the most confident Doctor by far. Even more than the First Doctor. First Doctor was pretty confident. Okay. Don't get me wrong on that one. It was a different confidence though. It's more suave, closest to a Bond, like a Bond doctor. He knew karate. So I love, and just in every interview, the guy just seemed super cool. And I like his son a lot. I think his son is a great actor, and I would love for him to be the Doctor. That'd be fantastic. So Jon Pertwee, and Sean Pertwee. But thank you for the super chat. Exactly like the Bill Potts story. Pertwee. I know. Do I say it right? It's Pertwee, right? Oh, California public school educated here. Patrick Troughton is the best doctor, according to Best Doctor Who, Patrick Troughton. He's awesome. They're all good. Okay. Here, the ones I like the least. I find I kind of like all of the male doctors. Sylvester McCoy might be the one I like the least. And it was more for the writing. It's kind of like the writing of those episodes was meh, and they just want to blow shit up all the time. The Sixth Doctor, I think he got a bad rap, to be honest with you, but I like them all, really. I do. What do I watch the most? It's the Third Doctor episodes, though. That's that and the Fourth Doctor. Peter Davidson's awesome. I just mix it up. But the ones I go back to the most are third, fourth, fifth.
Hi, Mary. How's it going? Welcome, Mary Ashmead. Jodie could never be in the same scene as any previous actors of the Doctor. Nope. I think you're right. I don't think they're going to do an anniversary special with her in it because, man, David Tennant, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, Chris Eccleston, if that ever happens, they would make them all look, they would make her look really bad. Hey, Halam899, if you didn't know, Bill was a lesbian. Wait. Spoilers. Bill was a lesbian. Maybe you missed the 5 minutes of one of the episodes where they didn't mention it. Jon Pertwee. I used to love Wurzel Gummidge. Jon Pertwee. Six is great on audio. At Tekkamon Blade. That's why I don't mention him as the worst Doctor. His audio stuff is awesome. Awesome. But most of the Big Finish stuff is hell. I'm gonna get the Rose. They're doing a Rose one. And I'm gonna get that. I thought Jon Pertwee was pretty good as Alfred, to be honest with you. Jodie Whittaker is a drastic drop in quality. Coffee's Hunter. Coffee's Hunter, somebody after my own heart. I love Troughton. I love the Mind Robber. Yeah, Troughton was good. Was really good. I think I can now say with authority that DSC will not repeat, not be an updated concordance. Bio isn't any more impressed with this dumpster fire than we are. Well, there's a screen cap from Discovery I wanted to share with you guys if I can find it, that I think suggests something. I could be wrong. Let me get to my desktop here. And nope. Give me a second here. Talk amongst yourselves. So, they're not going to have the tardigrade in it, but I think they introduced the tardigrade. I think they kept it in there so they can have a get out of jail free card and possibly maybe move into a different dimension and create their own timeline to make people feel better. And would you be surprised if CBS came down with new ownership and said, we are getting this out of canon right now? So you invent another dimension to put this pile of crap into. Not unlike consider it like a futuristic landfill where we create a pocket dimension to put all our trash. That's where, gosh dang it, where'd it go? I must have gotten rid of it. Okay. Well, there's a scene in the trailer, right when Pike is talking about go boldly, go bravely, go, vote and go, stay out of traffic and all that. You see it's either Burnham and Ash or Burnham and Spock holding hands in front of the chamber where the tardigrade used to be in, and you see all the glittery stuff, and it's not blue anymore. It's white, and it's watery. So it looks like they're going through another dimension or going through some kind of portal. And they showed it at the end of the trailer. I think that might happen. I think it's a possibility. Who knows? There's still people telling me that it's going to get a season 3. So, but those are just fans. Like the guy on Twitter who hoped it crushed my soul. We never saw engineering in Disco and never met the chief engineer. That is going to change. She is, I don't know if it's for the Enterprise or for Discovery, but she's going to be in the show. Have you seen Legacy of Time on Big Finish? It's going to be epic. Yes. $5 super chat from Silhouetted Animator. What's up? Did you know Doctor Who is actually in the Marvel multiverse? Earth 5556. Yeah. I think anything that shows up in Marvel is technically in the Marvel multiverse. I think the Doctor does exist there. Keep an eye on, I'll probably do this next live stream. So t-shirt, I've already shown what the t-shirts are going to look like in a previous live stream about, I think it was our 10,000 one. Did I roll them out then? So we're doing a couple of t-shirts, and I'm trying to get them in time for at least right around the opening of Star Trek Discovery. To probably be like the second episode, not the first, if I can get them made fast enough. But yeah, we're going to roll out some t-shirts and stuff. If you're interested, it's not, again, necessary. It helps fund the channel because I am at the moment doing this for full time. There is the comic shop is still an option, but it has been delayed because things have been growing here. But we are going to be doing an online store. The online store is going to open April 1st, and it's not an April Fool's joke, and it's going to be part of nerdrotic.com. And it's, I have a comic shop full of stuff. I need to get rid of it. So prices will be good. The prices will be good. It goes towards the channel. And like if you're a sub or something like that, I'll give you a discount. If you're a patron, you'll get a bigger discount, stuff like that. Is the Orville actually good, or is it just that Star Wars, Star Trek, and Doctor Who are so bad? If the big three were great, would the Orville seem lame? Scarro Trek, $5. I think that is a very good question. One I will give you just honest, I don't know. I think the Orville gets a lot of its praise because Star Trek Discovery is bad. Yes, I would say there's something to that. But it's also it's a parody done in the same way that Venture Brothers is done. That's a parody of Johnny Quest. It's a loving parody. So you can parody stuff like The Boys is coming out on Amazon. It's a parody of comics, but it's done in a very mean way. It's funny, but it's done in a very mean way. And it's written by somebody who doesn't like superheroes. And you can tell. The writers of the Venture Brothers love Saturday morning cartoons, love superheroes, and that goes into their parody. And the same goes for the Orville. And I think the love for Trek, is it actually good television? Sometimes, yes. About a Girl is a great episode of television that mixes in a bunch of messages that are really good. Is it that way all the time? No. Has this season been this way? No. Last episode was better than the first, but it needs to get better. But that's still a great question. I don't think the Orville, I'll answer it this way. I don't think the Orville would have succeeded. I don't think it would have gotten a second season if it wasn't for Star Trek Discovery. Is that a good answer? But I think that plays into Aquaman's success, believe it or not. I think a lot of Aquaman's success was it was just a straight superhero movie. Same with Venom. And the reason they did that was for China, and we should be thanking China. We should be thanking China, believe it or not, that they will not, in any movie that they're going to put over there. Believe me, Star Wars is going to be so different. Episode 9 is going to be very, very, very different because of China. Yeah, we're gonna not get the SJW politics and that stuff. They hate it over there. Bless them for that. And yeah, if you just give us a normal superhero movie, we're praising it. Honestly, I don't know if Aquaman would have succeeded 5 years ago, but now it's a huge hit. Just because we're like, oh, we didn't get beaten over the head this time. Nice. Why does the lead female in Discovery have a man's name? Michael is the Rebecca. That's a very good question. Now, I did know a woman named Michael. My drafting teacher in 8th grade, her name was Michael, and I always thought it was weird. Why? We know the answer why. It's to kind of give a nod to gender fluidity, like a little teeny one, but a nod. It's Bechdel test. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but probably not. Brian Fuller came up with the name Michael Burnham. Brian Fuller came up with the concept of a black female lead. No problem with that whatsoever. None. Zero. The execution sucked though. And my problem is to some, we can't say that. Oh, how dare you say that about the first black female lead of a Star Trek series that comes out on a Thursday after 2. I mean, there's so many asides with that. Listen, the best black female first officer is Naomi Nagata. Naomi Nagata. Naomi Nagata. Dominic Tipper is a great actor or actress, whatever you want to call her, and with a full-fledged character in The Expanse. She's also awesome in IRL. If you go to her Twitter, it's not filled with, I think there might be a couple political things, but it's mostly, I'm having fun on this set of Expanse. I really love my job. I'm super grateful. Our show didn't get canceled, and always giving love to fans. That is the primary difference between Sonequa Martin Green and Dominic Tipper, who probably have this same exact politics, but you wouldn't know because Dominic Tipper just is smiling all the time and having fun and not shitting on fans. And yes, by when Sonequa Martin Green in my video stated there was some claiming, there were some people saying against a black female lead in Star Trek, and they were saying, excuse me, they were hardcore Star Trek fans. I'm paraphrasing there. She didn't say some or a very small minority. No, she just said Star Trek fans. Yeah, that's a message that was done on purpose. She knew what she was doing, and I think it's I think it's sinister, and I think she should be called out for it multiple times, all the time, every time that comes up. I would love to see some brave person in the media confront her with that. Ask her that question. Risk the job that you don't get paid for. Really. Yeah. I would love to see somebody with the stones, male or female, to do that. That would be great. Calling you out, media. There's sites out there that are trying to do that. There's Bounding into Comics, and of course there's the great Bleeding Fool. Bleeding Fool is trying to change that culture. So we need to support that when we see it. Do I agree with everything everybody says on there? No, of course not. But that's not what this is about. It's not about agreeing all the time. It's not. That's the whole point of this, is the mass appeal of entertainment. That's it. We're not going to make everybody happy, but try. That's a great question, Rebecca. Have you watched the Dalek Who episode teaser, by the way? Just found it and had a blast Washington. It says Dire Venom. No, I haven't. I will put that in my notes. I got to write left-handed here. Hang on. Okay. I always talk to myself. Oh, 6-scale combat. I do all the time. It's a running narrative. Someone Star Trek. Oh my God, I sound like one of those guys. You like Star Trek? Star Trek had 2 shows running concurrently in the 90s with black and female leads, but now Star Trek fans are racist and sexist. Exactly, angry Mr. Fibble. It's the dumbest effing thing I've ever effing heard from an actress or an actor. It really is. That part got cut out of the video. There's a part where I just drop bombs and I'm pissed. I cut it out because, seriously, there's a black female captain in Undiscovered Country. Okay, there's some theories that's Michael Burnham. It's probably not, but I know there was a theory at the time. Yeah, and honestly, like I said, I'm not uber trekker. I've watched every episode, but it's been years since I've watched some episode. I'm trying to catch up before Star Trek Discovery. But I'm sure there was a black female first officer or a female first officer or a black first officer somewhere as an extra or something at some point. We're getting to the Doctor Who article right now. I'm going to end it with it. No, you did not miss it. Did you step away? How dare you step away from my live stream? I'm just kidding. Which do you like better, classic Who theme or the newer themes? Inquiring minds want to know, says Stephanie Littlepage. My favorite Who theme is, I might disappoint some classic people there. I like the bombastic Murray Gold one from season 3. That's my favorite. My second favorite is the classic one, that they ran for forever. And they, when did they change it? Well, they probably changed it a lot. but up through season 4, just pick one. They're all good. I like the classic one. They tried to go classic with Whittaker, and they almost got there. But that opening, the time vortex looking like a birth canal, I can't even watch the opening. And I'm glad they skipped it. They skipped the cold open and they skipped the opening. Thank you, Stephanie. Little page. And Dax was symbiotic, a trans character. Well, non-binary. Exactly, Peter Quinn. Yeah, just saying that crap is ridiculous. Nerdrotic Captain Robert April posted latest on the tardigrade lawsuit. The judge wants Abdin to show evidence that CBS saw the game posts about tardigrade. Not good. No, that isn't good. That's not good. But that's bullshit. So I'm going to call, because I'm going to call that judge in the question. How can you fracking do that? Oh, is that all it's going to take now? So people can copy shit as long as they don't get caught in the act doing it. Oh man, what's up with Abdeen's lawyers? Well, shit, everybody start copying stuff. And if you do it in the privacy of your own home and you don't get caught and you got a VPN, then shit, you can run with it. Go for it, folks. That judge said it's okay, whatever that judge's name is. Judge Jackass. How does that sound? It was going to be an uphill battle. It's not good, Penn Farm Girl. But guess what? There's this whole thing called the public opinion. Public opinion. Everybody, I want you all to call bullshit on that one. How could you possibly catch somebody in the act of copying? Now, my friend did win his case because they were able to retrace steps and they caught the person who did it. Toby Emmerich. But, oh, did I say that out loud? Sorry. But, oh, damn, that sucks. Yeah. How the hell are you going to do that? So, yeah, that's CBS's power on display for you, people. Boycott Star Trek Discovery. Boycott Star Trek Discovery. Do not pay for a cent of that crap. I'll watch it for you. I will tell you it sucks. Do not watch it. Boycott Star Trek Discovery. And get that judge's name. I want that judge's name. We'll see if he's got like a new fishing boat. Yeah. Prove when it was stolen. So it doesn't matter. The end result doesn't matter. Yeah, that's insane. Okay. Well, here we go. Utter ridiculousness. This is going to kill creativity if this continues. Nefarious Fool, you're absolutely right. There is plagiarism going on every fracking day in Hollywood, and it's an uphill battle, and the copyright laws are ridiculous, and they favor the big companies. But you know what? If enough of us make a big stink about it, it might help. I don't know. And all the Dreckies are going to come out and go, ha, we won. How would you win by that? You didn't prove it at the time. Okay. So the creatives at CBS came up with a big blue time traveling tardigrade on their own, and a black character was wearing the same goddamn costume for the first part of the series, and an interracial gay couple that couldn't be more similar if they tried. But I'm sure those are all universal coincidences. Yeah. F Star Trek Discovery. F it. F it in its hole. My Doctor Who fan film idea is Rise of the Cybermen, where there was a parallel universe. Well, another doctor, and he's a doctor who us real fans all want. I love that fan idea. I love that fan film idea. You should really roll with this. I think the community would support it. Take the time to make it great. You got time. Like, we aren't going to see a series for a year. Take the time to make it great. Get the word out. And I'll help you get the word out. And other, if as long it has to be good. It has to be good. No pressure. But look at the attention that Vader fan film got from Star Wars Theory. That was amazing. I've watched that thing again like 5 times. It's so good. So use that for inspiration. You definitely have the chops to do this. So run with it, please. I wonder how the CW is doing. The ratings don't go up. CTO Jonathan, they stay the same. They get about what? Here, I'll check. Well, I'll check in a second. I'm going to read this Doctor Who article. I've made you guys wait long enough. Okay, let's read this and I'll check. I get sidetracked too easily. I mean, with the current Doctor Who series, it's not hard to make a better Doctor. It really isn't, Alex Brown. Did you hear Batgirl is trans now? I didn't. I heard there was a trans character. Is Batgirl actually trans now? What? Go to hell, DC. Make a new trans character. You know what? Take. Oh, I forgot the name of the character. It's the one Harley Quinn is based on. It is. Oh, I forgot. There's a character you could do that with. That would make sense. I'll think of it in a second. Okay. This article's insane. It was brought to me by Joe. I am doing a video on it. We're going to do a test read here because I don't know what to make of this. It's by John Elledge. John Elledge of the New Statesman. Now it's only what? Full 50 pounds. Now it's 230. It's my horrible English accent that sounds Australian. Okay, that'll be enough of that. Good show. Why isn't Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who the lead character in her own damn show? The impressions you're left with is that showrunner Chris Chibnall is simply more interested in his male characters than his female ones. We're 11 episodes into showrunner Chibnall's new regime, Doctor Who now. When did you write this article, dude? This is January 7th. Okay. And okay, yeah, gotcha. 11 episodes. And I've realized that there's something bugging me. The show sucks. The female doctor failed completely. Actually, there's quite a lot of things bugging me. The endless telling, not showing, the complete lack of subplots. I'm agreeing with him so far. The scenes with so many characters in it that they look like a publicity shot of the polyphonic spree. Okay, that was pretty funny. I like that. The dialogue is so on the nose, it makes you sneeze. But most of those are obvious. And they've been there all along. And either they bother you or they don't. And if they don't, fair enough. You didn't mention politics. Lucky you. There's another one, though, that it took me an embarrassingly long time to spot. Although, in my defense, it's hidden behind both the blizzard of preseason publicity and the single best thing about which was the single best thing about the entire season. Publicity first. The most obvious way in which the series changed this year, certainly the most obvious to normals, is the fact that for the first time, we had a female lead. The decision to cast Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor was the first thing we knew about Chibnall's take on the show. And for obvious reasons, it got a lot of publicity. But of this, despite the inevitable warnings from pink-faced men in their 50s, who, good thing I'm not in my 50s, and am I pink? I might be a little pink. What color is this dude, by the way? That looks pretty pink. John. By pink-faced men in their 50s. Oh boy, man, that's a really fresh take. Man, that's so fresh. You got that at Whole Foods. Who never really gotten over the fact that Tom Baker doesn't love them anymore. Oh man. And they were planning to boycott the show. Was incredibly positive. And before the show, things were positive. There was a lot of people waiting to see because we're rational people, us pink-faced dudes. And there's pink ladies out there too. You got a problem with the color pink, bro? So that was good. There was some disquiet when rumors appeared that the companion was going to be played by Bradley Walsh. as if the decision to cast a female doctor needed to be balanced by casting a middle-aged bloke. You won't even say man, bloke in the part normally reserved for young women. But then he turned out to be just one of 3 companions, and the show has long history of getting light ent types of actors, as if and if Billy Piper, Catherine Tate, and Mac Lucas were all brilliant, why not the bloke who presents the chase? And lo, it came to pass that when the show was broadcast, Walsh's performance as widower Graham O'Brien turned out to be really bloody good. Many of the series' best moments involved him acting in exactly the sort of way you understand why you wouldn't expect from a game show host. And the main arc of the season was has concerned his attempts to be a father figure to the step grandson Ryan Tosin Cole, who was determined to have precisely none of it. The moment in episode 4, the worst episode, when Ryan is finally about to say something nice to Graham, only he doesn't get around to it because the latter has just noticed that there's a giant spider the size of a van on the ceiling. Really lovely moment. You couldn't get that on any other show because massive bloody spider. It was not a lovely moment. It was a horrible CG spider and predictable. And this is what's bugging me. But get to your goddamn point, dude. Despite being ostensibly the ostensible lead, Whittaker was given no material as meaty as Walsh and Cole. This may have been a conscious choice to decenter the Doctor a bit, and that may be even a good idea. All that Lonely God stuff has probably gone as far as it could have. No, not really. Only with hack writers. You can actually do that forever. Proof. Just read any comic book. I would call Superman kind of a lonely god. Yeah, he's not lonely towards the end, but you could certainly play that stuff up. But they overshot and made the first female Doctor kind of wet. Woo, what? Easy, Tiger. She just didn't get to do very much. The impression wet. She was wet. What do you mean by that, dude? Never mind. I don't want to know. The impression that you're left with is that Chibnall is simply more interested in his male characters than his female ones. Here we go. The Bechdel test is way off measure gender representation in fiction. The Bechdel test is a way of measuring gender representation in fiction by uber progressives. To pass, a work needs to include a conversation between 2 named women about something other than a man. As it happens, I think the new season would pass the test. I'm fairly sure there's a bit where the Doctor and Yaz Mandeep Gill have a conversation about how to stop a spaceship eating pig creature, but that point of the test is not what can but the point of that test is not that a work can only be valuable if it passes, but that it's hilariously low bar, which most films still, however, bang straight into. Listen, it's a restriction on creativity, you dumbass. When you come at any writer with, you have to do this before you start writing something, which I know happens all the time in Hollywood, you limit that writer. That writer is now limited with this creativity. It's hard enough to write a show with canon. All right. You're limited with your creativity. You can only do so much, but you can always not take the job. But when you go into a show with canon, when you bring in other restrictions, it greatly reduces the quality of your writing. That's why season 11 sucked, is because of these stupid Bechdel test rules. Because we need to show 2 women not talking about man. What about 2 men not talking about a woman? Or I guess that happens all the time. Listen, maybe that stuff needs to happen. You also need to make stuff interesting. And if the writers can't have two women not talking about a man, and if it's not interesting, then you just got to question the writers. And the fact that that's, who wrote the Bechdel test? Is it Bechdel? Maybe, I don't know. What side of the street are they coming from? Why are we prescribing to this test at all? Is that the end of the article? That was a fucking word salad. By the same token, token, nice word choice there, buddy. It should be easy when casting the first female doctor. I like that token is in that paragraph. To not end up telling a story largely about men, and yet. Okay. Oh, that was insanely dumb. Jesus Christ. Why do we even have a media anymore? Why? I mean, I think, do you think they're just trolling us? Do you think they wake up in the morning and goes, like, I'm going to write the dumbest, I know, wet blanket. Yeah. You might want to add blanket. People in the States read that stuff, and we don't call people wet unless they're like literally wet. Thanks to Bendis, Superman will be a lonely god with him breaking up with Sue. Yeah, the Bendis is it's good for him to go over and ruin DC after ruining Marvel. Wet in UK context pathetic. Got it. Yeah, it was pretty pathetic. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I don't argue with him. The plot holes were insane. It was stupid. It was meaningless. It was pointless. It was preachy. He just missed the whole political part. And the fact that, listen, the Doctor has to be played somewhat tough. You got to be able to be tough. Jodie Whittaker she has reached the limit of her range when it gets to tough. And that's going to be some of the problems you're going to have when you are making stuff more inclusive. I mean, there's so much in entertainment out there. Krypton was the worst at this, by the way. I don't know if anybody watched Krypton, but when you're casting women, big women exist. You need to you can't have these skinny little wafy supermodels beating the shit out of 300-pound guys unless they're superpowered within the story. Within the story, if they are superheroes with superpowers, fine. But on Krypton, everybody's basically human because of the red sun. It's all equal. They might have different powers on the planet. It depends on which DC comic you've read. But General Zod's daughter in Krypton is soaking wet, 105 pounds, 5'2", and she is beating the shit out of dudes everywhere. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You can cast a woman, go get some MMA fighters or whatever that look like they fight. And it's way more believable. Supermodels kicking ass. It looks like cosplay. And that's what Doctor Who looked like. It looked like cosplay Doctor Who. Not that you need big, brawly women, punching and shit in there. But Doctor Who needs to be somewhat actiony now with running. And I pointed it out, and people criticize me for this. And I don't care. Jodie Whittaker runs silly. Like the division of silly walks, the department of silly walks. Yeah. What that person wrote is see Billy Madison. Yes, we are now dumber. Oh man, the rectal test. Oh, that's what I'm going to call it from now on. I'm looking forward to Sci-Fi Season 2 of Krypton, where it was left that Superman is no longer represent the sigil of the House of El. Yes. I don't know, man. I'm not. Season 2, it went off the rails for me. Gary, is there a link for that Anasab Dean update? I will check. That's a good question. Give me just a sec. Oh, Christ. Pen, could you, if you're still in here, could you pull up that link, please? Or have you done that already? Cafe Neutrino. Cadet Silly looks like a Starfleet cosplay too. Yes. She is. They actually put her on like on a raid. Are you kidding me? I mean, I know they're a science vessel, but still. Ezra Miller runs ridiculously silly. I mean, that was horrible. Oh my God. Do you think that they'll never make a Flash with him? Could you imagine the press junket with that guy? Oh, he was trying to get Gal Gadot to say stuff that she didn't want to say and like down with the patriarchy. And she was like, dude, you're weird. There it is. Thank you. Thank you, Kato. All right. We will open this link and we will update. Discovery. This might now. There's also some discovery that he can do as well. Let's see what it says. I'm going to blow this up a little bit. Okay. Discovery ordered for Star Trek Discovery. Star Trek Discovery claims for a frivolous lawsuit have no steam. Yesterday, January 8th, the judge had a pre-trial hearing in her courtroom with all lawyers involved. The meeting resulted in very positive outcomes that help find the truth and serve justice. The defendant's request to dismiss the case based on it being a frivolous claim was, and this is today, by the way, was not entertained by the judge. The defendant's argument kept going around me trying to own the defense's arguments kept going around me trying to own copyrights to the real life tardigrade. I never claimed that. Okay. The judge set the timeline for summary judgment motion, which means that the defendant's attempt to dismiss the case is limited to actual legal defects instead of generic claims. The judge also gave us discovery, which means that we can request the defendants are compelled to provide information to support their case. The discovery order the discovery order was only one-sided, which means the defendants cannot request information from us. Finally, the judge granted us the third amended complaint as of the judge granted us the third amended complaint as of right. This means we no longer need to the expressed permission from the defendants to file the third complaint. Oh, I take that as good news. So Penn, I think that was part of the discovery, which they don't need to do. I don't know if that is a new update past this one. Let me know, Penn, what's going on. But I think that's excellent news. That's excellent news. So yeah, and that was written today. At what time? What time was it written? Does it say? Doesn't say. It's not time stamped. There's no comments. Should I put? I don't know if do I have to sign in? You rock, Abden. I don't know if it'll let me publish it. I don't want to sign in. It's better not be porn here. I'm going to stop sharing it. Yeah, it's going to make me sign in, which I didn't want to do publicly. So we'll do it later. Yeah, that is really good news. Awesome. So that probably deserves that's about 9 videos I have to do now. I'm surprised that he can talk about this case. I thought you had to keep hush hush when you're involved in a trial. Details, yes, but he's keeping everybody updated. No, I think it's really, unless CBS comes out and the judge comes out and says you can't talk about it, you can talk about it. And I think it's a great idea to talk about it because no media is talking about it. Let's go check. Let's check. I'm going to Google Star Trek Discovery tardigrades lawsuit. Okay. So the only thing that comes up are an Egotastic Funtime video, a Nerdrotic channel video, a Sid Alpha video, the Metro article from August 30th, an article from September 11th on plagiarism today, a Reddit thread, an August 28th article from Media Play News. There's a rock, paper, scissors, shotgun, whatever the hell they're called article. Rock, paper, shotgun, which I believe were embroiled in Gamergate. So I don't know how much you want to believe them. They're part of the what, by the way, Gamergate was actually started by media giving fake reviews in return for favors, we'll say. We'll just leave it at favors, and you can use your imagination what those favors were. Some of them were from a girl who's currently writing Vertigo comics right now. There's no news on this whatsoever. So Mead is reporting it. I am reporting it. Doomcock is reporting it. There's some other channels who started reporting it after we were, and that's great. The more people who report it, the better. Egotastic Fun Time is reporting it. Yeah, I think it's freaking terrible what's happening. Great news though. Our lawsuit video is like creeping up on 100,000 views, which is great. I don't feel the need. I'll make a quick update today based on that. But you guys have already seen it. So don't let CBS scrub you, Gary. A silhouetted animator, no effing way. By the way, my source, I can say this because I'm never going to say who my source is not like he's not a janitor. We'll just say that. Not a janitor. Why can't the TV makers see stupid things? Flash's new mask is crap. Batwoman, what's with the hair? Seriously, Dr. Pooh's costume is rubbish. Dr. Pooh has too many companions, etc. I think they used to listen to fans. I think it's gotten almost too much for them. And they just shut everything out. And they trust their marketing data. And these marketing companies, or they have marketing departments, don't tell them the truth because they're afraid to. The way the corporate structure is set up in the UK is probably a lot like the US, which is no marketing department or research is going to tell anybody the truth because they have their jobs to protect, and truth hurts sometimes, and sometimes messengers get fired. So yeah, we'll see. Yep. My God, I don't know who is more egotistical, thinking that only women talk about men, or men thinking about women only talk about men. Right? The problem again, that's that bubble I'm talking about. It's become such an incestuous bubble. The entertainment in the BBC and the entertainment in Hollywood, they just interact with each other now, and they are so far gone from a normal person. I mean, like, normal's relative. Okay. I am not a normal person, but there's times where you can, we have a saying here. It's called butt chugging. It's called butt chugging. And it's Hollywood has gotten so jaded. They're starting to this is going to really demonetize me. Doing coke off of body parts and stuff like that is not unusual. I mean, look at some of the, it's a great window into Hollywood is comedians. Comedians are a great window into Hollywood because they get their material from their lives. And notice when a comedian is small and he's not involved in Hollywood, and then they get to Hollywood and then they change and look at their material. Look at their material. Look at Louis C.K. I mean, like the stuff that guy was doing. Yeah, I got to look. Sorry about that. It's been a while. There's probably been a couple super chats. My bad. Here we go. Tharies. £5. Thank you. I donated 10 earlier, just letting you know that I just made a trailer for my own Doctor Who audio series. So people with no agenda. So check out Tharies channel. It's THARRIES, whatever. If you're listening on the audio part, and yeah, he did a trailer. Thank you so much. And back again, the channel been blowing up recently. I decided to create my own Doctor Who audio series so people will have some good Doctor Who content, unlike Series 11. Again, go to Tharies, THARRIES. Fair warning, I have not checked any of this out yet, but I will. So I don't know what the quality is, Tharies. I'm sure you gave it your best effort. But yeah, check it out if you want. It's weird that my super chats aren't coming in order. All right, here we go. Silhouetted animator, $5. Did you know that Dr. Okay, I already read that one. Sorry. Silhouetted animator for $5. Do you think the Preacher show merged God with Jesus Desaad's character, with Jesus Desaad's character? If they actually adapt the part with the kid, I couldn't imagine the outrage. I don't think there's any outrage anymore for Preacher. I think if Preacher was released in the late 90s, it would be boycotted. I think they're almost disappointed. And I've mentioned that in the recap, Silhouetted Animator. I thought they would get some clapback and some attention from this. That had to be thought of. They thought the Christians would rise up and say anything. But guess what? We've evolved since then. And listen, Christians have become the punching bag of Hollywood and the BBC, to the point where most of them have, most people already had a good sense of humor about it. They're not fundamentalist, and they just go, well, it's a fake thing. And they're talking shit about a religion again, and I'm not a Christian, but I respect the religion. And I can notice that it's the safe one to pick on right now for lots of reasons. There's an open disdain for that religion, and yeah, I don't, well, I know why. It's not cool though. And if you want to know where I come from on that one, I think you should be able to pick on everybody equally. That's what equality and inclusivity is when you can start, when we know we're cool about it as a society, and it can't be just us white folk being cool with it. Okay. It's got to be everybody being cool with it. When you can be self-deprecating, it's actually a sign of a very healthy self-esteem when you can joke about yourself, talk shit about yourself openly, and be self-critical. That's a healthy, and not saying I'm confident all the time, because if you're saying I'm confident, you're trying to convince yourself you're confident. So being a self-deprecating society is a goal where we can, again, one day make horrible racist jokes and just laugh about it, because that's all they are, is jokes, and just go, it's pretty funny, and move on about your day. We will be healthy as a society when that is okay. We will not be healthy as a society if you eradicate those jokes and you take those jokes away. Actually, we will be going backwards as a society, because that makes people afraid, and it's a society in fear. You want a society in comfort that is not afraid to say something, or somebody will freak out about it or anything. And if you freak out about a joke, by the way, that's not a judgment on the person who made the joke. It's actually, in my opinion, it kind of says something about your self-esteem. It's very personal. We get all this generalization, but we're individuals. And one of the biggest problems in America today is self-esteem. Self-esteem. What's behind that? Daycare. That's a huge part about it. Current parenting, both parents working. It's circumstantial. I mean, like, parents can't help it. Okay. So it's not a judgment on parents. It's just the way things happen. There's got to be a workaround in that. But honestly, yeah, I daycared one of my kids, and I didn't daycare the other. And I wish I hadn't daycared my first kid. Straight up wish I could have that one back, but I can't. So it wasn't that long, but still, you can notice a huge difference. So I'm just using the test of my children. Both great kids. They had a great mom and an okay dad, we'll say. An okay dad. I don't think the Joker standalone movie is going to be good. That character works as an antagonist, not as a main character. You're absolutely right, CTO Jonathan, especially when they're going to mix in current year politics on this. Have you heard this? Oh, yeah. You want to talk about going down the political road and effing up your movie? That's what the joke. Yeah. So now this movie's going to suck. Straight up. Joker. Politics. Let's see if this will do it. God, I hate doing this. Yeah, I can't find it right now, but oh man, Tamarocks, thank you for the $20. I just rewatched the Orville season 1. Thank heavens for the Star Trek we deserve. Okay, however you feel about Orville season 2, Orville season 1 is great. It is truly great. Go watch it. Not that critic score is well, it's just like I said in the video, man. Tells you everything you need to know. Like honestly, don't waste your time reading critics anymore. Unless you want to clown them. I mean, that's it. They are officially a joke. 100%. I can bring up, I got to bring up before I go, Roger Ebert's rules, thanks to my friend Doug. So the Joker movie is going to have a bunch of current year. They're going to be talking about our current, it's a period piece, but they'll be talking about our current president, who we don't talk about that here. We don't talk about politics, but it'll be, I don't know if it's going to be an allegory, if it's going to be all about him, but they've come out and said, yes, that is going to be part of the story. So now I'm not even sure if I even want to see the movie. So probably not. The Zeophobic 73. Hey, thanks, man. He says he loves my streams. Awesome. I'm glad you like him. Oh God, I've been saying this for years. Childcare is the root cause of most modern problems. Glad I'm not the only one who thinks that. You're not, Jibba Jabba FPV. And that's based on my own data. Honestly, I'm really glad I raised, my kid went to school, but one of my kids was raised in the comic store and it turned out much better than daycare. Trust me. One of the things my kids don't lack is confidence. They might have too much of it at sometimes. But they get that from their mom. There you go. I'll take yes, I will too. I'll take a Muslim over a Nazi any day. I will. And I still believe in God. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think people who that's the one thing I've never, I guess I'm kind of an agnostic. We'll say that. Agnostic. I believe there's something out there. I'm not sure what, but I have a higher power in my NA and AA. But I've never understood why the non-believers are militant about it. That's like not liking pizza, but wanting to tell people about it all the time. I really don't like pizza. Pizza sucks. It's like, okay, then don't eat any pizza, please. But why are you telling me? We're not even eating pizza right now. I totally joke. I totally agree. I joke about everything, even my hair, which take holidays, but I'll joke about everything, even my hair, which take holidays, but feel so well over there, then don't come back. I can't read. I do a lot of sarcasm and irony too. Yes, Broly. We self-deprecation's a good thing. I told the story the one time I actually thought I was cool. I did something so effing stupid. It's stuck in my mind forever. And forgive me if you're hearing the story again, but yeah. So I was at a party and this was when I was like 16, 17. I was super loaded and just lit up a cigarette. Yeah, I used to smoke. And these two girls are all, hi, Gary. I'm all like, they did it right in front of my friends. It was like perfect time. I'm like, oh, yes. Then I walked through a sliding glass door. Fucking sucked. I still got scars from that too. I got a big old scar right here. Or is it right here? I forgot. My son only spends 2 hours a day at daycare. First day, he came home and said, "You can't tell me what to do." And I was like, "If he's not going back there." And we found another one that worked. Yeah, it depends on the one. It's not like I said, it's not a judgment. You are forced into that situation, the way the economy is today and everything, and the way things work out. Both parents have to work. And like do what you can, like do the best things you can for your kid. And most parents, most dads, most moms are good. are good at heart. They're not perfect, but they're good. And they do their best. Nobody got a fucking manual on this. We don't know what to do. And especially if, Melissa and I both didn't have like the best parents in the world. They tried, but they weren't like great. So we just took it day by day, and believe me, I screwed up a lot. But my kids love me. So I take that as a win. And like one of them hit their 20s and he doesn't hate his faza, I think that's good. Loquacious Prime Time, $2 for the ability to be equal opportunity offenders. Thank you. Yes, I want to joke about everything. Please, can we get back to that someday? I've never died, so I can't tell you what's what. Why worry? Be kind. Chill out. Austin Woods. Thank you. That's it. I have no idea what's on the other side, and man, I hope so. That'd be cool, right? That's like, bonus time. That's like somebody put another quarter in the machine, and you're like, oh, right on. But who's the boss of this level? Oh shit, Daycare is normal here in Germany. Yeah, works great. Some are, listen, if they're small and it's somebody you really, really trust, like a family member, I think that's helpful. I think that could be helpful. But I mean, like, it's not a reality to not do it sometimes. Okay, I understand that, but try to, like, I don't know. Listen, that's one of the reasons I sold my shop. I was like going crazy. I was going nuts. I was in the shop all the time. I wasn't paying attention to my kids. There's a 2-year gap where my kids didn't see me. That was horrible. That was terrible. So that's just as bad. Too busy a parent. My best friend walked through a patio door when we were 16 too. LOL. We work to live, not to live to work. Yes. Yeah. Another thing is I took a piece of glass out of my shoulder. I was like, oh, like I said, it was loaded. I didn't feel a thing. Any thoughts on Umbrella Academy? I love the comic. I truly do. We will be covering it. What's the date? In 7 days. No, it's coming out in February. Sorry, in a month. I'm looking forward to it. It will be on Netflix if they do it accurate to the comic and stay away from, I mean, there's some political stuff in it. It's part of the story. That's fine. Honestly, it's going to be interesting because with them, I know they're different, but they're similar. So Umbrella Academy and Deadly Class all being out. I think it's actually going to be fun. I thought the first episode of Deadly Class was pretty good. It did try to mix in some current year politics, which doesn't fit with the 80s. You can do plenty of politics for the 80s. Okay. And they'll work. Thought it was a good soundtrack. I thought overall it was okay. Are you going to watch The Passage? Yes. That looks pretty interesting, but it's network, but it's Fox. So I don't know what to think about that. Who's voting for Jodie then for Best Actress? I know, wink, right? That's going into one of my videos. I might have to just make one big Doctor Who video. I don't know. The Rotten Tomatoes one will be out Monday morning, bright and early. Isn't Deadpool thing? Yes, Kevin J. You're right. Deadpool is an equal opportunity offender, and that's why everybody loves it. That's why it's massively successful. Notice what is successful. Notice what people gravitate towards now. Just reality. I think that went a lot. Look at the change in politicians. I'll just say. Look at the old guard is not succeeding anymore, and there's a reason for that. Things got too polished. Even Jeremy said this on Geeks and Gamers, and I totally agree. You don't go to YouTube to watch CNN. You don't go. I don't come to YouTube to watch. Actually, if I see a big, expensive studio and stuff, I kind of dip out. I like authenticity. Yes, I'm on YouTube, but I'm also like I'm on channels all the time, all day. It actually distracts me from some of my TV viewing, but I will this one time tell you, I'll try to tell you most of the channels I subscribe to. Okay. Because I like good YouTubers, and I like good there's and live streaming. It's difficult. It's very difficult, but it's fun to watch. And I'll tell you, like one that I go to all the time, and and nobody, I don't need a return favor for this or anything. These are just honestly places I go that I enjoy. You might not enjoy all of them, but I am a subscriber to That Umbrella Guy, and I like his live streams quite a bit. Anti-Trekker. I'm a big fan of the Anti-Trekker. Hopefully we will be doing something very soon. I going to be doing something with Lore Reloaded. Now, actually, I found his channel through Anti-Trekker, and I like some of the stuff he does. I like the cut of his jib, but we don't entirely agree on some stuff, and that's probably why we're going to talk. And that's probably what's going to be interesting. So I said Anti-Trekker, of course. Dictor Van Doomcock, who is like the one guy I actually have on my channel regularly, and I'm on his channel. I think he's live streaming later today, so please check it out. And I'm blanking on some. Midnight's Edge, and now the bigger ones, Emergency Awesome. I love Charlie at Emergency Awesome. He's really milk toast and good. He's like, all he does is just no politics. He's a lot of fun. I've been subscribing to him since way before, since when he had 50,000 subs. Now he's got like over almost 3 million. It's been great. It's been great to see him grow. Seems like a nice kid, and I like the cut of his jib. I also Secure Team 10, the UFO one of my favorite channels. I watch. There's very few that when they pop up with videos, I like go right there. But like, I guess the whole point here is, yeah, I am a fan. I'm a fan. And I go to channels. Check out Captain Robert April. He's almost at 1,000 subs. And I love small channels. I am a small channel. I am a tiny, tiny small channel. So, and I'll keep that in my head. And again, if the subs stop right now, I'm perfectly happy. I love this. I'm having so much fun. Yeah, Secure Team is awesome. Doomcock is awesome. Mead is awesome. Yeah, good stuff. Rob is awesome. Yeah, there's I subscribe to a lot of people and some of them you might not like, and that's cool. But on the comic book side, EVS, of course, there's EVS, Ethan Van Sciver, and World Class Bullshitters. I am a financial supporter of the World Class Bullshitters. So Jeff, I'm a big fan of Jeff. Geeks and Gamers, their rise has been like, it's been brilliant to watch. It's inspiring. It's really inspiring. So, yeah. Thanks, Jibba Jabba. Thanks, Chris. You might be a small channel, but you have a lot of heart. I try. What's up, DJ Bowman? How's your father? Check out the report of the week if you like fast food reviews. I used to watch Captain Cummings, but he stopped talking about comic books. There's Captain Robert April's channel right there. Yeah, Anti-Trekker and Lore Reloaded are friends and neighbors. Yes, I think that's cool. Well, hopefully Anti-Trekker jumps on the thing we're going to do with them. It's very soon. And by the way, I forgot one out there. You're right. And am I pronouncing it? Is it, because he hits stuff like harder than I do, but I mean, it's totally fine. It's Bowles Trek. Is it Bowles Trek or Bowles Trek? I don't know. I'm sorry. But he and I both got shouted out by Dave Cullen. I've been talking to him on Twitter. Totally cool dude. Down with what he does. He's doing some good work out there. And yeah, so he's for some reason, he and I got caught in the algorithm together. And I think it's been great. I think it's been absolutely great. So good on. He just passed. I think he's almost at 19,000. He'll be at 20 at no time. If he passes me up, great. No problem with that. I don't do jealous at all. So I want everybody to have 1 million subs. I want Captain Robert April to have 1 million subs. There is actually enough people to go around. I know this might be news to somebody, but there's like a few billion people on the earth. And YouTube gets 1 billion views a day. I think we're okay. Bowels Trek. Like bowels or bowl, like bowling. Bowel Trek. Reviews of a review. You DJ Bowman, that was my article that I read earlier on Star Trek. Does everything have to be political now? It seems like that. Like bowler hat. So bowler trek. Okay, see. Thank you. Gotcha. Bowler trek. Bowler trek. I apologize. I've been saying it wrong this whole time. It's fixed now. I own a bowler hat, by the way. So Bowls Trek. Good night, Peter. Yeah, we're going to be wrapping things up. I got to get going. I got to make videos. Man, a lot of you hung in there this whole time. Is this the article? Oh God. Dude, I'm sorry. I see the political stuff and however you feel about the president or not, it's like, it's been 3 years, people. I'm going to wait. I'm going to look out my window. Hang on. The world has not ended. Breaking news. The world has not ended. You hear, I'll even put up my mic near my window. Do you hear anything? Nope. I'm in a big ass city. I'm in a big city and it's quiet out there right now. I think we're okay today. I mean, a big meteor could come down and kill us all, then try to, that would suck, but it'd be over fast. Fun times had by all. Yes. Rebecca, I'm going to, I don't know if it's Rebecca Gold might be your channel. I don't know if you're a Rebecca or a guy but Rebecca Gold, the channel, going to check you out the videos this weekend. Okay. I really want you to do the Doctor Who fan film though. I'm like really behind this. I think that would be fun. And let me make sure. It got retracted. Yeah, I got a $2 super chat retracted. That's YouTube. That is not me. You got to be careful, like really careful what you say in super chat. So if it's going to be even a little bit salty, you could give the super chat, or you could just say it in the chat and it'll probably stay. But YouTube is being draconian with their super chats. Love this channel's perspective, Sam Catalina. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. I do the best I can. Wow. 27,280 subs and growing. Holy crap. Didn't we just pass 27 this morning? I can't even keep track. Bowls Trek is brilliant. Seriously, Chibnall. Yes. So Justin, here's what I watch his videos when they're like a month old. So I'm not subliminally grabbing anything from his videos. So honestly, like if he and I are going to come out with some similar stuff, probably. Because we talked on Twitter, so I kind of know what he's doing. I'm doing the same thing. Hopefully we're coming at it with two different perspectives. If not, whatever. Great minds think alike, right? So, or wasted minds. Either one of those. I could fall under definitely the wasted category. Doomcock just went live. Okay. I'm going to cut it out in here. The Overlord is live streaming. He is my friend. I don't want to step on his toes. So please go over. If you're going over to Doomcock's live stream, please tell him I sent him. Please tell him we love him and have a great live stream. I will be in that chat shortly while I'm editing my video. I won't put up. Thank you to the patrons. Please go to nerdrotic.com for their live stream schedule. Everybody who hung in there, thank you guys so much. You guys are brilliant. I'm sorry I didn't get to everybody's chat. And let me make sure. Again, thank you for the super chats. Tamrock, Silhouetted Animator, Scaro Trek, Tharies, Steel into Gaming, Ridiculed Reptile Reviews, Chris Persia, Pete Worrell, I'm sorry, JPRPH1, Brent Newman, Reaverman, Chuck Zilla, Justin Doyle, sorry, We Brilliance, The Cloud William, The Humble Hufflepuff. Welcome. I said this is the second stream. That's awesome. William Winters, Keely Ann, and again, Chris Persia. You guys are great. I'll see you Friday night. Look for at least 2 videos. Again, the quality will, I mean, I only have so much time. So yeah, I mean, the quality will be just okay. Thank you so much, everybody in the chat. You have a great day. Go see Doomcock, and may the small folks sing songs of your greatness. Ciao.